So this is how I've made $3,753.71 from YouTube last month in March. Again, this is not my main source of income. This is not anything that I spend a ton of time doing. I call it like quarter time. I'm spending about maybe 10 hours a week on this right now. It's just a total hobby. It doesn't count dividends, interest on cash, business income, profit. If I did count that number towards this, I'd probably be closer to like 28 to 30 grand a month in profit. But we'll leave that out for now. Maybe in the future, I'll do a breakdown of all income, but we'll see. I really just want to talk about YouTube right now as it's a cool hobby. It's what people are most interested in. And that's pretty much it. I want to talk about what my goal was starting in 2025 to achieve by the end of this year. There were two very clear, just dead simple things. Goal number one, which was my cool, like good goal. If we hit that, I'm happy, was for this thing to just pay my rent. It's really just a cool thing to say like, yeah, YouTube pays for my biggest personal expense. Like this is sweet. And that didn't happen until this month, which was really, really damn cool. But my goal number two, which was like my ecstatic, I'm so insanely happy if this happens, was this thing to cover all of my personal monthly expenses, which right now is about 5 grand a month. I was like, man, could you imagine if this thing could just help me break even and just get my personal expenses covered, and then I could keep all my money in the business constantly being reinvested and get my investments up to 10 grand a month. That was my personal agreement. I had signed a piece of paper with myself to say, when I cross this amount in YouTube income, if it pays for all my personal expenses, I will start investing 10 grand a month into to the S&P. And that would be insane. To say we're that close to getting there already by March is crazy to me. And I know YouTube fluctuates. I know this may not be consistent overall, but like we're trending in the right direction. And for those who have been around since November, when I started this thing, you're a real one. I appreciate you more than you know. And I have no plans of stopping absolutely anytime soon. I just want to provide really as much info, as much stuff that I can extract from my brain and put into these free videos is all I want to do. So you guys can start your businesses, quit your jobs if you want, start investing, et cetera, et cetera. Just live a better life. So I really thank you. Let's get into these numbers now. Waste no time. The first source of income was obviously Google AdSense with $602.24 in March, which was, cool, but this is obviously the smallest amount. I have no problem with that. As mentioned in my last YouTube video, I'm going to talk more about this in a few minutes. You're always going to make more money selling your own products or services rather than taking a cut of a cut, which is essentially YouTube working with brands, them selling ad space, and then they giving you a tiny sliver of that. It's very silly. It's a backwards model. This isn't 2011 where you could get hundreds of thousands of views on a gaming video, right? That just does not happen, right? So the average RPM was pretty solid. It was about $6, which in gaming is good, and that's due to the topics I talk about, right? I'm not trying to attract, people who just love talking about games and call it brain rot stuff. I have no interest in that, guys. So I really like talking about high-level topics, stuff that I'm passionate about, I'm interested in, and that's where we've been going. So that was cool. And RPM it's nice to see it being nice and high. So that was kind of the first source, if you will. The second and main source, of course, the one that I want to talk about the most was console calls. So we booked, I believe, 18 in March, which was a split between the 30-minute and the 1 hours, which was awesome. Definitely a record. Super exciting stuff. I do want to just very quickly, I'm going to nudge this in there. Due to the demand and being underpriced for quite some time, I will 100% be raising these prices sometimes this month. I'm recording this April 2nd. As I'm recording this, I'm not going to do it just yet, but guaranteed it will be raising by at least probably mid-April is what I'm thinking. So I don't know for sure exact what day. I don't know for sure the exact amount to be raised, but it will 100% be happening. I just wanted to give a fair warning for all those who are interested in booking. So if you want to do so, I highly recommend doing that now. And just wanted to get that out of the way. So obviously these calls, I've had very interesting ones in March, from starting a fitness coaching business or even channel, starting to freelance. One was landing a sales job and just talking more about that. Bit of corporate advice, really, really cool stuff, honestly, overall. And that's just something I wanted to talk about, which is kind of my plan. What are some realizations that I've had that are really eye-opening to me is this thing is just this YouTube thing. It's a really serious nurture machine, and it's really interesting. Every single video I put out, it just brings people 1% closer to trusting me on X, Y, and Z, or wanting to book a call, or wanting to comment and finally or even subscribe. I've had a ton of people who were like, man, I just wasn't interested in subscribing just yet. I wanted to see see how many more videos you're going to put out, how consistent you are, and that's all it is. And it sounds cheesy. This thing is like a coin pusher machine, right? You know those coins with the 3 slots, and you push it and it comes down, and you know, if you get the right kind of size and fit, it'll push another quarter back out, put 3, 5 more. That's how I feel. Every single coin that I put into this thing, I can predictably get more subscribers. I can predictably get 1 to 2 consults booked per video, and people are just constantly trusting me more and more. So that's been a really interesting one. The second interesting kind of realization is the AdSense, I'm calling it like the AdSense reality check. It's cool, but it was literally only 15% of my YouTube income, right? And I'm such a big proponent for this reason of selling your own products. I don't even care about AdSense revenue or even really sponsors, if I'm being frank, because I know I will almost in all cases make more money selling my own products or services, having that one-to-one connection with you guys more that way. It's way more lucrative for both of us, and I just find it to be better. And then something I'm really trying to look at is scaling beyond one-to-one. I don't mind one-to-one consult calls. I'm having so much fun with them. I love them. I'm able to help you guys on a really hyper, like personalized basis, but I do obviously prefer one-to-many. I can't tell you the amount of calls that I get off that both of us, the buyer and me, the mentee, whatever you want to call them, mentee, mentor, they get off and they're like, man, I wish this was recorded. Like, this was really cool. And I don't do that necessarily to just protect, you know, if you're paying for my, you know, knowledge and information, I'm not going to share it with the public, but at the same time, it would be really cool to share these and motivate other people. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing, is making some type of community at some point. But I just want to, that time that I spend on an hour could be spent, that 1 hour could be spent helping 10 people, 20 people, 30 people in the exact same amount of time that I'm helping one person, right? So I'm not saying the consults will stop. It's still going to be the best way to get my full focused attention. But this community, which is kind of goes into the, I guess I could call it future ways I plan to monetize, is going to be my next leg up. That's going to be the most exciting part for me, is when this thing launches, there's a lot of people that are just like, hey Biz, like, this is really cool. They get off and they're like, I don't want to, you know, have to pay $150, $200 every single time I want to ask you a question or two. However, if you had a community that I could pay $30 a month, $35 a month for, I would happily subscribe and even maybe commit to an annual thing where it's like, dude, if we got to be in this group chat for once a week or twice a week, I'd love that. So again, that's one way I plan to monetize. The second is kind of just, it's really interesting. I'd say half of my calls ask me about sales related stuff, right? How to land a sales role, where to find the best offers, objection handling, best CRMs, softwares, dialers, all that kind of stuff to use for making sales calls. So I've just gone ahead and literally started pre-building this while also adding like a one-to-one aspect through the coaching. I'm basically turning my Common Ash questions and FAQs into a product which saves everyone time, gives everyone more value. They can watch and replay it, the modules 100 times over. I'm debating showing my face on these modules as well. So that might be something where it's like really serious and there's a ton of value in there. So leave that with me, but I'm working with 2 people separately on that who are paying a very, good amount. And it's like my high ticket kind of product, if you will. So that's kind of it at this point. It's a very interesting thing, man. I'm having so much fun. And again, it's just really cool to help you guys start businesses, to help you guys not just talk about video games all day, to help you make more money. That's the biggest thing is, me, I view money as a tool to freedom and a tool to leverage. And when you get your money right, everything does start to, not to say it's going to make you a better person, but everything does start to get a little bit smoother, a little bit easier through life when you just don't have that worry. Enjoy this failed nuke right here in the background. But again, guys, if you've made it this far, I really do want to see you win. And comment below if there's any questions you have about YouTube in general. I really want to share, call it the sauce for you to start a channel. Like my last video said, everyone can do it. Everyone has a story. They have a niche that they can talk into. And I just wanted to leave that off with you. So we'll see you in the next one. As always, talk to you soon. Thank you for your time.